Earth's crust splitting open at the surface, and it's probably only the beginning.
Iceland finds itself on high alert amid heightened seismic activity, anticipating a potential volcanic eruption in the wake of intense earthquakes on Reykjanes Peninsula. This seismic activity, which has led to the closure of popular attractions such as the Blue Lagoon, has prompted the evacuation of thousands of residents. As the region grapples with this natural phenomenon, experts are paying close attention to the situation to assess the likelihood of an eruption, as well as its potential impact on the area. In this video, we'll take a look at the recent seismic events in Iceland and explore the implications of the heightened volcanic activity for the local population and the country as a whole. But before we dive in, take a moment to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to also hit that notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Iceland, known for its numerous volcanoes, has experienced many earthquakes in recent days. In response, the country has declared a state of emergency and initiated evacuations due to the potential eruption of a volcano posing a threat to the safety of thousands. Since Friday the 10th of November, thousands of earthquakes have been recorded, and the Meteorological Office of Iceland stating that the likelihood of a volcanic eruption in the near future is considered significant. The majority of these earthquakes, some surpassing magnitude 5.0, have occurred on the Reykjanes Peninsula, particularly affecting the fishing town of Grindavik, home to 3,400 people, which has been evacuated. Officials acknowledge the challenge of predicting when and where magma might surface, but note indications of a substantial amount of magma moving toward Grindavik. Iceland experiences frequent earthquakes, averaging around 500 each week, with most being small and passing without anybody noticing. The occurrence of more significant earthquakes is infrequent. Earthquakes in Iceland fall into two primary categories: those resulting from tension in the tectonic plates and those triggered by magma movement. The latter signals a potential volcanic eruption, prompting scientists to closely monitor nearby volcanoes for additional signs. Despite causing ground tremors, these magma-related earthquakes are typically smaller and only noticeable in proximity to the volcano. In such cases, there's no immediate need for panic, as magma can shift without leading to a volcanic eruption. However, Iceland is currently facing a significant likelihood of a volcanic eruption in the coming days, as indicated by the Icelandic Meteorological Office. The region has experienced tens of thousands of small earthquakes since late October, particularly in the last few days, along the path of an underground magma collection. This accumulation of hot molten rock beneath the surface suggests an imminent eruption. While the exact timing and location of the potential eruption remain unclear, it is expected to occur where the magma has gathered. Any resulting eruption is likely to impact only a limited part of the country. Rocks melting in Earth's hot interior lead to the formation of magma, which has the potential to accumulate underground and, ultimately, erupt as lava. Iceland, situated on two tectonic plates, experienced earthquakes when magma pushes through these plates. The largest earthquake ever to strike Iceland took place in the South Icelandic seismic zone, the SIZ, during the 1784 Laki volcanic eruption. Seismologists estimate that, had the Richter scale existed at that time, this earthquake would have measured 7.1. Following this event, a slightly smaller aftershock of 6.9 occurred 2 days later. Also, in 1896, a small area in South Iceland, located within about 50 kilometers of each other, experienced a series of 5 significant earthquakes. These seismic events have since been estimated at 6.9, 6.7, 6.0, 6.5, and 6.0 on the Richter scale. In 1912, the same region experienced another earthquake, potentially ranking as the second largest in Iceland's history, with an estimated magnitude of 7.0. However, the Richter scale, which was yet to be invented, was not applicable at that time.
When the lavas were still red hot, they flowed at different speeds. Some oozed out of the volcano, others exploded, moving as fast as 10 miles an hour.
The seismic event was an example of a strike-shift quake, which happens when pressure builds up on a plate boundary and then releases, forcing rocks to jolt in movement that takes place parallel to each other. In the intervening years, the largest earthquake in Icelandic history occurred in 1963, measuring 6.9 off the north coast west-northwest of Siglafjordur. Due to its maritime location, however, there were no reported sensations of the quake despite its substantial size. Many years later, in 2000, a quake estimated as a 6.4 on the Richter scale, although recorded as a 6.6 by the U.S. Geological Survey, making it the largest since 1912, struck on June 17th, Iceland's National Day. While the quake centered on the western islands in southern Iceland, it was also felt in Reykjavik, and it resulted in minor injuries for 3 people. Another quake of a similar magnitude occurred 4 days later. More recently, in 2008, a 6.5 quake measured as 6.3 on the Richter scale by some reports took place in the South Iceland seismic zone, with its epicenter near the town of Hveragerði. The recent earthquake and heightened volcanic activity in Iceland could have significant implications for the local population and the country as a whole. The potential volcanic eruption poses several implications for the local population and the country of Iceland. The evacuation of the town of Grindavik highlights the immediate impact of the seismic activity on the local population. The state of emergency and evacuation measures, urgency of the situation, and the need to ensure the safety of residents. The seismic activity and the potential for a volcanic eruption pose a threat to infrastructure, including buildings, roads, and the Blue Lagoon, which has closed its doors to the increased chances of an eruption. The economic impact of such closures and potential damage to infrastructure could be significant for the region. The constant seismic activity and the looming threat of a volcanic eruption can also have a profound psychological and emotional impact on the local population. The uncertainty and fear associated with the potential disaster can lead to stress and anxiety among residents, highlighting the need for mental health support and counseling services. Furthermore, a volcanic eruption could have far-reaching environmental consequences, including the release of volcanic ash, gases, and potential disruptions to air travel. The impact on local ecosystems, agriculture, and the surrounding environment could be substantial, requiring measures to mitigate environmental damage and support ecological recovery. Iceland's unique geological features and volcanic landscapes are a major draw for tourists. The potential eruption and its aftermath could also impact tourism, a significant economic sector for the country. The recent earthquake and heightened volcanic activity in Iceland have raised significant concerns for the local population and the country as a whole. The potential implications encompass a wide range of areas, including safety, infrastructure, economy, environment, and culture. This event serves as a stark reminder of the dynamic and unpredictable nature of our planet. While the immediate impact has been felt through structural damage and disruptions, the potential for further seismic activity underscores the importance of preparedness and resilience in the face of natural disasters. As the Icelandic authorities continue to monitor the situation and prepare for the possibility of a volcanic eruption, our thoughts are with the people affected by this earthquake, and we hope for their safety and well-being. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you have yet to do so. Be sure to also hit that notification bell because we have more videos that you cannot afford to miss on the way.
It's important to figure it out because they have different hazard potential. You know, if you're worried about your town being covered by lava,
Be more worried about this one.
Exactly. You know, you have work to do, but there are times when you just sit there and stare at the volcano.